the Zionist movement is as volatile and as detrimental as anything that you will see. And one of the things that Jen talked about in her ad, which is important to note here, is the indoctrination that comes to the forefront when you are brought up in a Zionist culture. Now, no better example of that than the reaction that these students, these Zionist students at, I believe, a middle school, I want to say, in Tel Aviv, and this just happened the other day. So have a look at how students react when they try to get their teacher, who is Palestinian or Jordanian, fired. Yeah, it's a cult. It really is. And the thing you notice also about these kids is that, I mean, listen, are some of them Sephardic, are some of them Middle Eastern? Sure, but most of them are Ashkenazi, European. They're not from the region, but this is colonization. This is what happens. You basically create this environment where it is ostensibly okay to be as bigoted and as supremacist as you can possibly be. And that is what the Zionist movement effectively is. And while our president is attempting to endear himself to again, this is why he goes to Morehouse College in Georgia. So to suggest that he has to go there. And why? Why would he feel the need that he has to go there? Because he's got to collect votes. He's got to preach. But you know what? That preaching ain't working. Going up there and saying the things that he's going to say, babbling on about how it's not that big of a deal. It's not a genocide. Everything's fine. This is normal behavior. It's not. But the president really has a propensity to just really stick his foot in his mouth, like really, really badly. So we're going to show you what he said and then how I believe the valedictorian responded.
This is one of the hardest, most complicated problems in the world, and there's nothing easy about it.
That's not true. It's not complicated. It's a genocide, and you're aiding and abetting it, and you are next. Maybe that's why he came out today and said, I don't think there's anything war criminal-ish about the Netanyahu. He's perfectly fine with what he's doing. Well, if they could charge Netanyahu with being a war criminal, they may charge the president of the United States as an accomplice to that genocide. They could technically, just saying.
I know it angers and frustrates many of you, including my family. But most of all, I know it breaks your heart. It breaks mine as well. Leadership is about fighting through the most intractable problems. It's about challenging anger, frustration, and heartbreak to find a solution. It's about doing what you believe is right, even when it's hard and lonely.
So, in other words, aiding and abetting a genocide, which you're doing. But those are the tough decisions one has to think about. To genocide or not to genocide. Really tough. Really tough.
You're all future leaders, every one of you graduating today. And that's not hyperbole. You're future leaders, all of you. You'll face complicated, tough moments. In these moments, you'll listen to others. But you'll have to decide, guided by knowledge, conviction, principle, and your own moral compass. The desire to know what freedom is, what it can be, is the heart and soul of why this college was founded in the first place.
I think he wanted an applause line there, and he didn't get it. Sorry, Joe. No go.
That a free nation is born in the hearts of men, spellbound by freedom. That's the magic of Morehouse. That's the magic of America.
Well, if that's what he thinks the magic of America is, and he just kind of draws the words together. Oh man, tough. Gotta think. Freedom and concept. And I can see, I think I could, oh God, I cannot with his eyes half, with like just this slit. I can see, but I can't see. I'm going to tell you, freedom, prosperity, big words. I got the best words, kind of like Donald. But of course, I'm back. That's not all of it. There's more. You see, valedictorian had a few choice words for the President of the United States.
My stance as a Morehouse man, nay, as a human being.
First of all, can I just point out, and I think it's fair to point this out, guys, and again, I am not doing this to go after him in any way that's trying to compound all of the issues that are already there with our current president. But just look how hapless and decrepit he looks. It is so pathetic that they are trying to get this man to run for president again. What they're telling you right now, at this very moment, is that this man in the lower right-hand corner of your screen is capable of being the leader of the free world for almost 5 more years. This is so beyond elder abuse. This is basically telling you that we don't care about anything that the working people of this country want or need. We are willing to sink this country straight to hell because it is a broken system, and we are going to get every last scrap that we can get our hands on before it all goes away. What else is there? There is no other explanation. It is obvious to me, and I mean this, and I don't mean this to be insensitive or inconsiderate, but I don't believe President Biden will be alive in 5 years. I just don't. And I have a right to believe that. And I think a lot of others do too. Continue.
To call for an immediate and permanent ceasefire in the Gaza Strip.
What the hell are you clapping for? What is he clapping for? This is unreal. Clap, Mr. President. That's a good kid right there. My God. My God, he claps. Well, what else could he do?
Hear the people of this world. Sing the song of righteous justice. Thank you.
It takes a lot of courage to do that. Will he, as Mr. Wonderful from Shark Tank would say, he is now under permanent surveillance, and anything he attempts to do in terms of his career may set him back several years. Now, who knows? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. What I do know is that courage under fire is where you're really tested. And he is courage under fire. He didn't just say ceasefire. He said it in front of the President of the United States. But part of the reason he's able to do this is because he's doing it at a black college. They wouldn't dare, for political purposes, even attempt to hiss. You know, when they go into places like, Jerry Seinfeld's stand-up comedy act bullshit where they say free Gaza, and you hear the proud Zionists in the crowd going, hiss, hiss at people like snakes, because that's what they are. They wouldn't do that at a place like Morehouse College because this is an HBCU. And for the Democratic establishment, they can't mess with this block of voter because they know they need it. Well, guess what? They need the Muslim voter too. And the Muslim vote is probably going to decide the election in at least Michigan.